Hi everyone, I'm Catherine Martin, founder of QuietTime Ministries. And every day I have the privilege of meeting alone with the one who actually created me, who made the world. His name is Jesus, and he is King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And this is my quiet time. One of the things that I appreciate so much about reading the Bible is that the circumstances and events you read about are real life things that have happened. And none of the difficulties and sufferings that you read about are sugar-coated or glossed over. I mean, there are unfair things that happen. There are wars, trials, people face hard situations, losses, like Naomi losing both of her sons, and then there's the crucifixion of Jesus. I mean, in the Bible, we are not spared any details. Jesus himself said in John 16:33, "In the world you have tribulation, but take courage. I have overcome the world." I was reading my Bible in my quiet time the other day, and I noticed two words that happen to be repeated again and again throughout the Bible. Two simple words, but God. In Acts 13, we find Paul the Apostle giving a message on the history of the people of Israel. And then he turns to the life of Jesus, and he describes how Jesus was condemned and put to death. And he goes on to say in verse 29, when they had carried out all that was written concerning him, they took him down from the cross and they laid him in a tomb. So, in that one short verse, things look pretty hopeless, over, impossible, doomed, except for the next two words that are the two words in the Bible that change everything. Acts 13, verse 30, you see these words, "But God raised him from the dead." But God raised him from the dead. Oh, I love reading what follows those two words because it's always something only God can do. God can do the impossible. We look to him to do what only he can do in our lives. But God raised him from the dead. When I read those words, I immediately prayed, "Oh Lord, work in my life with the same power that raised Jesus from the dead." Resurrection power. V. Raymond Edmond has a little book entitled But God, and I immediately thought of it as I was spending quiet time with the Lord, so I got it off the shelf and I started reading it again. He calls this a conjunction with a difference. He said that those two words are promises that we need to believe and appropriate by faith. He said the statement following "but God" will challenge our faith and can change the course of our life. Listen to some of the amazing statements combined with those two words. But God raised him from the dead. Acts 13:30. But God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. Psalm 73, verse 26. But the Lord was with Joseph and extended kindness to him and gave him favor in the sight of the chief jailer. That's in Genesis 39, verse 21. But God will be with you. Genesis 48, verse 21. But he knows the way I take. Job 23, verse 10. But God is the judge. Psalm 75, verse 7. But our God is in the heavens. Psalm 115, verse 3. But with God, all things are possible. Matthew 19, verse 26. Again and again, there is hope for us because of our God. But God. Annie Johnson Flint has a poem entitled, But God. And I read this in my quiet time, and I want to encourage you with her words. I know not, but God knows. Oh, blessed rest from fear. All my unfolding days to Him are plain and clear. Each anxious, puzzled why, from doubt or dread that grows, finds answer in this thought. I know not, but He knows. I cannot, but God can. O balm for all my care. The burden that I drop, His hand will lift and bear. Though eagle pinions tire, I walk where once I ran. This is my strength to know I cannot, but God can. I see not, but God sees. O all-sufficient light, my dark and hidden way to Him is always bright. My strained and peering eyes may close in restful ease, and I in peace may sleep. I see not, but He sees. So, be encouraged today, dear friend. No matter what you are facing, always remember God in your trial. Never calculate a trial without counting on God, who He is, what He does, and what He says. And you will find your faith in Him to be stronger and your trust and confidence in Him greater. Thank you, Lord, so much for showing me these two little words, but God, and reminding me of your power and your greatness. And that's my quiet time for this week. God bless you as you continue on in the great adventure of knowing Him.